This week on Softball 360.
Welcome to Softball 360 2007. Worst style.
We did our first event of the year for Team Easton, Team Worth.
But first,
oh, we're loving it. We're loving it. This is awesome. This is like heaven on earth. The softball all over the place. And another Corky. What can I say?
And finally,
my name's Amanda, and I'm a member of the Rockford Thunder women's pro fast pitch team.
I'm Kat Osterman. I'm a pitcher for the Rockford Thunder. This was actually my first practice. I just got in last night.
It's all next on Softball 360.
Welcome to Softball 360. I'm Greer Howard, and we're at Dolphin Stadium in Miami. Now, this is our second stop on the Long Haul Bomber Stadium Power Tour, but it's the first stop for both of our teams today. Last week, we were at Coors Field in Denver, where Team Mikan took on Team DeMarini.
My first thoughts about today was I just couldn't believe I'm here again.
It's beautiful, man. You couldn't ask for a better atmosphere, better venue. I mean, look at all the fans here. It's crazy.
The teams ended up tied with 10 home runs apiece.
We tied? Yeah. We did? I don't like a tie.
It is what it is. I'll be ready to go next time. I know I hit the farthest balls here. That's for dang sure.
This week, we're featuring our other two Long Haul Bomber teams, Team Easton and Team Worth.
I think the only thing you expect is me winning. Without sounding too conceited, I think it's going to be a long, painful year for the other three manufacturers in this contest.
Hey, if I don't hit but one, I'm going to be happy, and because bottom line is, when it's all said and done at the end of the year, you'll see Jay Hall's name right up there at the top. Let's get it on.
As the guys get ready for today's competition, let's check out the latest in the World Softball League Mikan Championship Series. Corky's Early Bird is one of the most popular tournaments in the Mikan Championship Series.
We're in Owatonna, Minnesota at 28th Annual Corky's Early Bird Men's Slow Pitch Softball Classic. Started the tournament 28 years ago, and we're off and running here for the 28th year in 2007.
And with prize packages valued at over $27,000, it's easy to understand why.
112 teams in this tournament. That's all we can handle. We got 50 teams on a waiting list, and it was filled on March 20th this year.
Well, it's a kickoff to the 2007 season, and it's a great opportunity to get out here and see all the guys that we haven't seen for, 6-7 months. Oh, I'll tell you what, the camaraderie that's out here is just unbelievable. We look forward to coming to this tournament every year.
We've got teams from North and South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, and then, of course, Minnesota.
Teams don't just come for the prizes, though. The Friday night party is known as Spring Bash. This is the unofficial kickoff for the softball season in the Midwest.
Go Rockets!
Now we've got the SCLC Rockers from Chicago, Illinois.
We're from the south side of Chicago.
Go Chicago!
The manager of that team is Corky, and saw it on the internet, and I had to come and play in a tournament after his name, so it's his first time here.
Oh, we're loving it. We're loving it. This is awesome. This is like heaven on earth. The softball all over the place. And another Corky. What can I say?
Oh yeah, we always have a good time. We get all the friends up here and have a few cocktails and have some pork patties, of course. And, yep, Seal County's famous pork patties.
Welcome to Spring Bash is what we call it. It's underneath the big top 10. We've got a sponsor, Owatonna Concrete Products, so we call it the cement tent. Just a lot of fun. Early in the year, everybody likes to be getting fired up, talking stories of last year, stories about this year, so it's always a good time.
I'm here for my bachelorette party. Well, I'm an Owatonna native, and I've spent many days on this field playing fast pitch softball. So I am going to be pitching the first pitch of the next game. Woohoo!
The beer tent's always going from like 8 o'clock in the morning till about midnight Friday and Saturday night.
Back then we all drank Past Blue Ribbon. Now everybody drinks that light beer stuff. I still like my originals beer.
Anybody who has a chance to come out here and experience this, definitely have to come out here. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's phenomenal out here.
We've got the best of the best here, though, is what it is. Competition is the best. Every single division, there isn't one single easy game. They're all playing. They all have to play their best.
In the upper Midwest, you just don't find the quality of softball teams that you find up here at Corky's Early Bird, and I would just like to say thanks a lot.
Oh, they're winning the Mikan package, $1,000 Mikan package, WeFest tickets, travel expense, gift certificates, and the big package, of course, is the Mikan package, of course.
As always, the top 6 teams in each division qualify for all 3 of the Mikan Championship Series finals. We'll see them in Panama City, Minnesota, or Las Vegas. Is your team ready to play for some serious cash and prizes? Well, here's our picks for the best upcoming tournaments, and registration is open right now.
And now for Softball 360 Trivia, brought to you by Easton Sports. Who was the winner of the very first Stadium Power Tour in 2004? Was it A, Mike Masenko, B, Brett Helmer, or C, Rusty Baumgartner? The answer when we return. Softball 360 is brought to you by Mikan, elite equipment for the elite player. Easton, play with it or play against it. Worth, performance through technology. DeMarini, insane dedication to performance. Combat outhits anything. And Mattingly Sports, unleash the beast within.
Welcome back to Softball 360, coming to you from Dolphin Stadium in Miami. Now, before the break, we asked if you could answer who was the first winner of the Bomber Stadium Power Tour. And I actually have the winner standing right next to me, Team Easton's Brett Helmer. All right, Brett, give me some history.
Well, you know what? Team Easton came in here in the inaugural year, and I was fortunate enough to be the guy who won that for us. And that was something special, being the first year, of the Long Haul Bombers.
Brett, what are your predictions for this year?
We're predicting victory. We're here to make it a long haul season and take over everything, and take it event at a time. We might have a down day, but in the end, I think you'll see Team Easton come out on top.
And with that, let's head to the Fast Pitch Focus. Rockford, Illinois has a storied history of women's sports teams. During World War II, the Rockford Peaches women's baseball team captured the nation's imagination. This summer, Rockford will once again be cheering on women and their bats as they kick off the first season of the Rockford Thunder Pro Fast Pitch team.
My name's Amanda, and I'm a member of the Rockford Thunder Women's Pro Fast Pitch team. Okay, we used to be the Texas Thunder. We moved up to Rockford, so now we're the Rockford Thunder.
Just the atmosphere is really different. We have a lot bigger fan base already. I mean, the fans that we had in Houston were amazing. There just weren't a lot of them. There were too many other things going on in Houston, and here in Rockford, with the history of the Peaches, with the way softball is still growing here, we already have a larger fan base and more interest shown from the public here for our team.
And with 2 gold medal winning Olympians on the roster, tickets are going fast.
I'm Kat Osterman. I'm a pitcher for the Rockford Thunder. This was actually my first practice. I just got in last night. I've been in the national team for a couple years now. I was on the 2004 gold medal winning team.
I mean, I played for the Olympic team in 2004, and it was a great experience. It's obviously very different from playing in a professional league. I mean, when you're playing on the national team, you're competing for your nation. You're one of 15 to 18 girls getting to play for this team. The professional league, on the other hand, we're trying to create more opportunity for girls out of college who want to keep playing. I mean, there's a huge difference, but still, it's an honor to be a part of both programs, and hopefully we can get this NPF going a little bit stronger for girls who aren't going to be able to have the opportunity to perhaps play for the national team.
On May 29th, the Thunder will open their season against the nearby Chicago Bandits.
We're playing the much anticipated game against the Chicago Bandits. It's going to be Jenny Finch against Kat Osterman, so that game will be definitely exciting for everybody.
I mean, the Chicago team has a really good following, and they've been around for a couple of years. They've got some really great players, some real marketable players. So it gives us an opportunity to kind of step in and create a rivalry.
We would love to make it a rivalry. You know, definitely not like the Cubs and White Sox where it's a pure hate thing. But in a way, that would be good. I think it'd be good for the sport. I think there's, you know, so much to grow in the sport, and if there's a rivalry where you're only 90 miles away, you know, there's bragging rights involved. You know, our team wants to win, and we played them 16 times this year. So, you know, both of our seasons could be decided on how we play against each other.
Even though we don't have our own state, I think it's only going to help us because of what they've done for the league so far, and hopefully what the two of us being so close together can do.
With the sold-out home opener soon approaching, there's still one minor detail to take care of.
We're out here trying to get the field ready for the Rockford Thunder that's going to open up on the 29th of May. Today's date is the 17th, so we have a short time to get it done.
The construction process over at the field has been tremendously painful at times. You know, we're excited to see what the stadium's going to be like when it's finished. That last nail may be going in, you know, an hour before game time. You know, but you know, it's going to be done.
Well, I'll be here. I'm really excited about them. I was excited when we first heard about it, and seeing them here practice the last couple of days, and tomorrow it's a good thing for the Rockford Park District.
If you'd like to be part of the action this summer, visit profastpitch.com for all the information.
I actually think we're going to have a great season. I mean, I know we're a team with a bunch of new people on it, but I think from what I've seen already, we're more excited, I think, this year to get going, and to have the support that we have in the community is something that does drive you to play better.
I'm excited to be a part of it and hope we can make it grow.
I think it's going to be a really, really good year, and we're already working a lot harder than we had in the past, and you can just tell everybody's really excited to be here, and so I'm looking forward to it, and I think that we're going to do a really great job.
Welcome back to Softball 360. Right now, I'm standing next to one of our sluggers from today, Team Worth's BJ Folk. BJ, I noticed today you have a new bat. Can you tell me about it?
Yes, it's the new Worth Mutant. It's a two-piece composite. It's got the hybrid composite in it, and it's more durable and supposed to have a lot more pop.
All right, well, don't hurt anybody with that today, okay?
Well, I'm going to try it out. If they stay behind me, they'll be okay. As long as they're not in the upper decks, they should be safe.
Dear Mr. Carter, obviously I did not write that. I play fast pitch, but next to Cat Osterman, you are my favorite softball player. Do you have a favorite softball player?
I wouldn't say I have a favorite softball player. I got a bunch of guys that I played with and against. I'll tell you what, one of my favorite people that played the game was Dirk Androff, who's no longer with us. He left this game, he left this world at, what was Dirk, 33, 34 years old? 34 years old, on top of his game, one of the best players in the United States. If I was going to pattern myself after somebody, it probably would have been Dirk. So I guess if I got a favorite player, Dirk Androff would be the ones that I'm rooting for.
Coming up next, Team Easton takes on Team Worth right here at Dolphin Stadium.
Bienvenidos a Miami. Translation, welcome to Miami.
Welcome to Softball 360 2007, Worth style.
We're here at the beautiful field of the Florida Marlins. We did our first event of the year for Team Easton, Team Worth.
In their first home run challenge of the season, the Long Haul Bombers arrived at Dolphin Stadium with a fire in their hearts that burned brighter than the Florida sun.
It was a nice day, about 110 on the field.
Team Worth's Jeff Hall led the way.
Hey, if I don't hit for one, I'm going to be happy, and because bottom line is, when it's all said and done at the end of the year, you'll see Jay Hall's name right up there at the top. Let's get it on.
He was blasting bombs so high into the upper deck that there was nary a fan to catch them.
Well, I got the same bat as I had last year. It's the JH 120, but today I actually swung my new bat. I've got a new JH Mutant Reload. That's what I hit today. It's going to have a little different paint job on it, but what we're doing, we're still in the testing phase of it right now. It'll be hitting the market probably about August. Everybody likes the Reload JH, and everybody's going to love the Mutant Reload, so we'll see how it goes.
He finished with 7 home runs.
3 or 4 of mine traveled up into the upper deck, and that's what the fans here want to see. They want to see home runs, but they want to see them get up out of here too. So it's looking forward to a good year.
Then it was time for Team Easton's Brett Helmer.
It's another great stadium. You can't really go wrong, man. They're all beautiful. Some are just newer and a little nicer than others, but this is a nice facility, and I think once people see the footage and see how far some of those balls went, they'll realize how good a display this is.
After missing the stadium tour last year, Team Easton had to once again prove their worth. Maybe worth wasn't the best word to use. Helmer went on to tie Hall with 7 home runs of his own.
I always come into this, after having done it for so many years, come into this just saying, you know what, stay between 7 and 10. If you can be consistent, then you'll be right there in the end. It's a marathon, not a race, and it's good.
Team Worth's B.J. Folk was the next batter in this epic barn burner.
Every stadium you go to is always harder on the lefties. I mean, the righties get here at all these stadiums is shorter. It's 330 down the left field line. It's 345 down the right field line. I mean, they always put that challenge in front of us, but everybody knows, your best hitters are always left-handed.
If there's one thing B.J. Folk is known for, it's consistency. In fact, if you make the F in Folk into a C, and then make the ALK into unsistency, I think you know what that spells. That's right, it spells 9 big home runs. Wow.
My partner BJ stepped up today.
I'm pretty happy with 9. Going to this event, of course, I was nervous. It's the first one. You don't know how you're going to do, but actually I come out and done pretty good. And my partner Halsey got it going with 7, and I knew that I need to at least get 7 or more, because 7 or 8 is where you need to keep the number.
The fate of Team Easton rested in the hands of Jeff Wallace. If Easton lost today's matchup, they would lose any chance to finish the entire season undefeated. In 1972, the Miami Dolphins began their perfect season in this very city, and now the ghost of that team was watching history in the making again. But at least for today, history smiled upon Team Worth. Wallace finished with only 5 home runs. Hey Jeff, how did you feel about your performance today?
Sucked.
And what can we expect from you next time?
More than that.
9 out of the park. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great. First event, you get 9. I just got in a groove, and he was throwing strikes, and I got on a roll.
First win for the Mutants?
Oh yeah, it's not going to be the last win for the Mutants.
Now that all 4 long haul bomber teams have their first home run derby under their belts, Team Worth has taken the early lead.
They got to beat us. We don't have to beat them. They got to beat us. We're reigning, Manufacturers Cup champions. I think our equipment's the best equipment, and they got to come to us.
We'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. Like I said, before it's all said and done, you'll see Brett Helmer and Jeff Wallace in the finals.
Hopefully you expect Worth to win every event. We just got the best technology, and that makes it easier on me and Jeff.
We got off to a little slow start. I don't think anybody was really happy with how they hit, but you know what? First one's in the books. I just like to thank Easton Sports for the great equipment, and Long Haul for putting us out here at WSL. It's a great event, and looking forward to a great year.
Tune in next week when Team Mikan and Team DeMarini have another go-around. This time at Tropicana Field in Tampa Bay.
Yo, it's Nasty Boy Brian Knobs in your face. It's Softball 360.
We might be related.
Yeah, that's something. I could use him as a good tag team partner. Yeah. Let me tell you.
Softball 360 is brought to you by the ASA, the national governing body of softball. Tenel 360, safety, comfort, performance. Panama City Beach, featuring the world's most beautiful beaches. Shirts and logos, quick, crazy, quality teamwear. Rover Plus 9, America's leader in softball pants. And the Mikan NRG, the official ball of the WSL.
We're here with Scotty Brown, pitcher from Team Combat, and Brian Higginbotham, our other pitcher from Team Combat, and we're going to talk about a few things to try to get those hitters out that we've been watching today. Knuckleball, curveball, change of pace. how do we approach a batter, where he's at in the box, and what we've got going on. Scotty's going to start by showing us his knuckleball grip.
I kind of use the big part of the ball just to put my the first 3 knuckles on, 1 knuckle off, and it's just more of a flick of the wrist kind of a thing when I'm pitching the ball.
Is that the similar approach to you, Brian, or do you use a different grip for that?
No, I have a little different grip, but I have the same approach that I don't like to touch any of the seams. I have found that through the years that I get more movement if I hold it, I guess kind of, it's a little unorthodox, but as long as I'm not touching any seams, I'm okay. Where Scotty likes to go along the seam, I don't. I prefer to go this way. Now, I don't have any fingernails, so I end up just digging the nubs of my fingers in and try to have a quick release with the hand and basically just a fast enough push that the ball scoots out on its own and does its thing.
I've heard a lot of guys talk about it. We have to be rigid through here. Do you guys agree with that, that you were rigid through your forearm with your knuckleball? Do you allow any wrist movement?
I do in U-trip. In something I'm allowed a flatter pitch, I do. If it's ASA or NSA, I do keep it more rigid. That way you want your release point a little bit higher and it'll actually float on in a little better.
I can agree with that. I keep the arm very firm at the last second. You know, I like to flick in U-trip, gets a little bit more speed on the ball, and a little bit more movement.
Attention Long Haul Bomber fans, want your own behind-the-scenes pass to the Stadium Power Tour? Then log on to softball360.com, where you can see everything you missed at the stadiums, all the highlights and the lowlights of the home run derbies, without editing or interruption. We've also got behind-the-scenes outtakes we didn't have time for in the show.
We're sitting here live with Jeff Wallace from Team Easton, and
once again, log on to softball360.com and click on videos right now.
he likes it. Well, Wallace, what do you think about going to Washington, D.C. in 3 weeks? Good. There you have it. Good. Well, Wallace, what do you think about your partner, Helmer?
He's the best one here.
Now we had him speaking Softball 360.